5 steps to understanding happiness. I think that we have a tremendous misconception of what happiness is, all right? Because our culture is so fed with so much information about how we should be perfect and how we should have everything, all these things. We should be the right size. We should be the right color hair, the right color of this, the right color of that. We have to be from the right side of town, and we have to have the right kind of job, and we have to, blah, 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 blah. You know the routine. And this is the reality, is that all of us are in the process. We're all unfinished. God is working on us. And we have I think it's a catchphrase at this point, or a catchword that we use is that I'm just so depressed. It's not working out. Depressed is a loosely used word. So today I'm going to kind of shift you, and I want you to shift a little bit with me and realize that you may not be depressed, but you may be despondent. Say that word with me. Despondent. And the reason for the word despondent is because because of situations and things that take place in our lives, things that change. How many of you just really love change? None of us like change, okay? Unless it's the good change. We don't like the bad change. But the reality is a lot of us may not be depressed, and we may not be moving into that area of depression, but we have become despondent. And so we're going to talk about that today and the 5 steps that lead us into that. So hopefully you brought paper. If you didn't, I'm going to ask you to flip something over on that table and find something or borrow it from someone there. And we're going to move through this class today. I had the opportunity last week to teach them this in both of our chapters of Women Wanting Wisdom in Houston. And the power of God just fell in that place because women left there really understanding that they had been buying in to a deception that Satan had fed them, and they wanted to be free of that. So number 1 is Lord, lift me up. Number 1, the step to happiness is this: we have to stop the all or nothing thinking. So many of you live with all or nothing thinking. It's either all one way or it's absolutely nothing. And so many of us throw out everything in one situation if it doesn't work out exactly like we thought it was going to work out. And I have news for you, and I'm going to say it out loud. Most of life is not black or white. Most of life is very gray. And I would say about 98% of it is gray. And so you're going to have to learn this word. And we don't like it. It's called flexibility. Okay? Say it out loud. Flexibility. Okay? We don't like to be flexible. Okay? But, most of most people that are leaders will tell you that the hardest thing to develop is flexibility. Because you have to be able to say, well, God, maybe you aren't going to work this out the way I thought you were going to work it out. Maybe you're going to work it out a different way, and I've got to be flexible to let you do that. And that's what we're learning on Tuesday morning about being in Plan B. Because God pulls a lot of things on me. I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to have something work out the way it's going to work out, and it's going to just be that way. And then all of a sudden, God laughs. And he goes, Kathy, he laughs at my plans, okay? Because he goes, Kathy, that's not at all what I had in mind. So God is working in us. All right. If you see everything in life through these lenses of all or nothing, you will exhaust yourself. You need to write that word down. You will exhaust yourself. You'll wear yourself out. I was talking to someone yesterday about a friend of ours, and this person spends so much of their energy fussing, they exhaust themselves. And, listen, if we would just stop the all or nothing thinking and stop griping about the way things are working out, you know what? We'd have a lot more energy to have fun. Yes. energy. Not only will you exhaust yourself, you will also remove yourself and eventually everyone else from your journey. You know what? People that have a lot of all or nothing thinking, they live very lonely lives. They live alone. Okay? And I want you to write this down. This is so good, Carrie. Life is not perfect. Okay, write it down. Go ahead. Your pencil won't break. It won't run out of ink, nor will your pencil's, the lead won't break in it. And the reality is, you know what? Who in here has had a perfect life, please? Janice, put your hand down. Who else? Come on, anybody in here had a perfect life? I didn't. My life has not been perfect. And I've been redeemed, okay? And I'm in the process, and I'm still unfinished. God's still working on me. And you know what? If there's something that you don't like about me, just give me some grace. Okay? And I'll do the same for you.
Thank you.
All right? Because life is not perfect. And neither are we. Doesn't that just remove the stress? You didn't feel your shoulders just like, wow, okay? Nobody else in this room thinks they're perfect either, okay? This life hasn't been perfect. And this is the good part about it. This is the good part about it. Life is not perfect. No life is perfect. And in this world, it never will be. Okay? On this earth, on this big ball that we live on, life is never going to be perfect here. Okay? So, seeing things in extremes is very dangerous, ladies. Seeing things in extremes are very dangerous. Number one, how do we do that? Is we label. We start labeling. That's point one. Giving yourself labels that have an all or nothing quality. Example, I'm just a loser. Or I'm just a flunky. Or I'm just, I'm never going to make it. I'm always going to be a B actor. You know those people that are always in the B movies? Okay? Saying, I'm always going to be a B actor. Stop labeling yourself and stop you are a God creation. God created you. You are one of a kind. There is not another one on the face of this earth like you.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Right? That's what Jerry tells me sometimes. He'll say, honey, there's nobody else like you. Absolutely no one. No one like you. And he said, and to think I found you. But listen, you are one of a kind. And you are beautifully made. And you have, the beautiful part of masterpieces is they all have their distinctions and their unique traces of what makes them unique. And you are that. So don't label yourself a failure. Don't label yourself a loser. Don't label your life